हेलो, गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि आज से हमारे महाविद्यालय में राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस का आयोजन शुरू होने जा रहा है। नेशनल साइंस डे 2021। इसकी थीम है द फ्यूचर ऑफ एसटीआई, स्किल टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इनोवेशन, impact on education, skill and work. This is the uh, theme of the program. सभी छात्रों का और शिक्षक सभी का मैं इस कार्यक्रम में हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं और इस महाविद्यालय के प्राचार्य डॉक्टर सिस्टर शांतमा जोशफ, उनके मार्गदर्शन में हम लगातार कॉलेज में नए और विद्यार्थियों के ऑल राउंड चहुमुखी विकास के लिए जितने भी प्रयास होते हैं हम लगातार इसमें संलग्न रहते हैं एज ए इंस्टीट्यूशन। once again I welcome to you. Now, what is the science day? Question is, what is the science day? मैं हिंदी और अंग्रेजी में थोड़ा सा इसको ट्रांसलेट करूंगा। द नेशनल साइंस डे, science is a common heritage of mankind. Science is mankind's greatest enterprise today and own its intense cultivation for knowledge. Basic need, self-reliance, and above all peace depend on the progress and prosperity of mankind. India, with its rich cultural heritage, has a tradition of learning and original thinking. You know, Sir Chandrasekhar Venkataraman gave the world the approach mankind discovery of Raman effect 100 years ago. This discovery was announced on February 28, 1928. Subsequently, it was declared as National Science Day. The vision behind the celebrating National Science Day is to prepare the nation for 2021 as a reminder of our dedication for seeking truth through the science and march forward on the path of progress, peace, and prosperity. National Science Day is organized from the last week of February onward, and academic institution, government organization, and non-government organization are encouraged to the participate. The target beneficiaries are the student, teacher, and general public. Various programs, including lecture, seminar, workshop, speech, poster, rangoli preparation, quiz competitions were organized in 27 districts of the Chhattisgarh state. इसी बात को कुछ विद्यार्थियों को हिंदी में भी समझ में आना चाहिए, इसलिए मैं इसका हिंदी अनुवाद भी आपके सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहा हूं। राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस, विज्ञान मानव जाति की सामान्य विरासत है। आज मानव जाति का सबसे बड़ा उद्यम है जो ज्ञान के तेज विकास, बुनियादी जरूरतें, आत्मनिर्भरता और शांति मानव जाति की प्रगति व समृद्धि पर निर्भर करती है। भारत अपने समृद्ध सांस्कृतिक विरासत के साथ सीखने की परंपरा की मूल धारा को समाहित किए हुए 100 वर्ष पहले सर चंद्रशेखर वेंकट रमन ने रमन प्रभाव की खोज विश्व को प्रदान की थी। यह खोज 28 फरवरी 1928 को की गई थी। इसके बाद यह दिवस राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस के रूप में घोषित किया गया। मनाने के पीछे हमारा दृष्टिकोण है विज्ञान के माध्यम से सच्चाई की खोज के लिए समर्पण की याद दिलाते हुए 2021 के प्रति प्रगति, शांति, समृद्धि के मार्ग पर बढ़ने के लिए राष्ट्र को तैयार करना है। राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस 28 फरवरी से आयोजित किया जाता है। ज्यादातर 28 फरवरी तक परिचित किया जाता है। लाभार्थी, शिक्षक, छात्र एवं जनमानस सम्मिलित है। राज्य के 27 जिलों में विभिन्न कार्यक्रम, व्याख्यान, संगोष्ठी, कार्यशाला, भाषण, पोस्टर, रंगोली, प्रश्नोत्तरी प्रतियोगिताएं आदि का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। इन्हीं में से एक हमारा महाविद्यालय है। आज क्योंकि आप जानते हैं कि प्रथम सेशन पहला दिन है हमारा आज, जब हम इस विषय में विस्तार से चर्चा करने वाले हैं। आप जानते हैं कि इस कार्यक्रम के दौरान तो विज्ञान दिवस हम 2020 से मना रहे हैं। इसमें सबसे पहला लेक्चर हमारे छत्तीसगढ़ के एक अत्यंत विस्तृत व्यक्तित्व के धनी एक बड़े साइंटिस्ट के लेक्चर के साथ होगा। इसके बाद 23 तारीख को कॉम्पिटिशन्स का आयोजन किया जाएगा। इसमें कैलेंडर मेकिंग साइंटिस्ट एंड देयर इनोवेशन इज द टाइटल। सेकंड है क्विज कंपटीशन। 24 तारीख को वर्किंग एंड नॉन वर्किंग मॉडल प्रिपरेशन, नो योर साइंटिस्ट। आपको छत्तीसगढ़ के वैज्ञानिकों के बारे में कितनी जानकारी है, इस विषय पर 25 कंपटीशन पोस्टर, ई पोस्टर मेकिंग, टॉपिक फ्यूचर ऑफ STI। इसके बाद 26 तारीख को कैरियर ऑप्शन आफ्टर BSc और 27 तारीख को एक और हमारे साइंटिस्ट आपके बीच में होंगे। उनका गेस्ट लेक्चर आपको आपके समक्ष प्रस्तुत किया जाएगा। इस प्रोग्राम को हमारे महाविद्यालय की प्राचार्य द्वारा पैटर्न के रूप में इसको संचालित किया जा रहा है। हमारे रसायन शास्त्र की सहायक प्राध्यापिका मिसेस ममता कश्यप, वो इस कार्यक्रम की कोऑर्डिनेटर हैं और होली क्रॉस में। प्रोफेसर BM तिवारी का इस कार्यक्रम में आने पर मैं उनका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं।
नमस्कार समस्त
आदरणीय प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर BM तिवारी। मैं प्रोफेसर BM तिवारी के बारे में एक संक्षिप्त इंट्रोडक्शन अपनी छात्राओं को देना चाहूंगा। प्रोफेसर BM तिवारी, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, ये छत्तीसगढ़ के एक द्रोणाचार्य के रूप में प्रख्यात है। आपकी ख्याति प्रदेश भी नहीं बल्कि देश और विदेशों में भी काफी है। ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि आज प्रोफेसर BM तिवारी हमारे साथ उपलब्ध है और हमें उनको सुनने का मौका मिलेगा। प्रोफेसर BM तिवारी, Professor of Biotechnology in Guru Ghasidas University, Central University, Bilaspur, President, Inspired Teacher, former Head, Department of Biotechnology, Dean, School of Interdisciplinary Education and Research, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, Central University, Bilaspur। प्रोफेसर BM तिवारी के बारे में आपको थोड़ा बताना चाहता हूं। प्रोफेसर तिवारी आपकी PhD डिग्री from Patna University in 1986 in the field of microbial genetics. Research Associate of UGC in the Department of Microbiology, Bhopal University, Bhopal MP during 1986-87 to work on genetics of cyanobacteria with Professor awarded Young Scientist Medal of DST by Government of India in 1987, joined Patna University as lecturer in botany in July 1987, awarded Commonwealth postdoctoral fellowship. It is a big one, fellowship in Europe. सभी वैज्ञानिकों का एक सोच रहता है कि उन्हें एक बार यूके जाने का मौका मिले, और इसमें बहुत कम लोग सफल होते हैं, जिनमें से हमारे प्रोफेसर बीएन तिवारी, जो भी academic Commonwealth postdoctoral fellowship in the 1988 on molecular biology and biotechnology in Sheffield University, UK, established a lab of microbial molecular genetics supported by DBT, Government of India, as the nodal center to coordinate a major research project on microbial biodiversity consortium network of Bihar during 2003 and 6. Elected recorder of Environmental Science section of Indian Science Congress Association 2008, joined as Professor of Biotechnology in 2007 in GGV Central University, served as Head and Dean of the School of Life Science in GGV Central University, established two basic science departments, including zoology and botany, and one professional degree course in forensic science in 2009, member of Academic Council, Executive Council, Financial Committee, Building Committee, and other statutory bodies of GGB Central University since 2007, nominated for President Inspired Teacher Award for from amongst the faculty of GGB Central University, Bilaspur in 2015, guided for PhD degree. More than 18 students, they completed their PhD under the supervision of Professor B.N. Tiwari, principal investigator of 8 major research projects funded by DST, DBT, BRNS, DUA, and UGC co-cost, costing about 7.5 crore of rupees. Coordinator of DBT Builders Project and UGC SAFE in Biotechnology. Nominee of DBT, Government of India for Institutional Biosafety Committee for Genetically Modified Organism, Genetically Modified Crop in India, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya Raipur, and Government of MP for Governing Body of MIT University at Gwalior, have published more than 65 research paper in peer-reviewed international national journal, edited 2 books in biotechnology, and worked in the field of microbial genetics, microbial technology for identification of novel bioactive compound from bioresources. Pesticide extraction and use of lignin for production of biomaterial. Professor Tiwari have been reviewer of number of peer-reviewed journal of Springer, Elsevier, and American Society of Microbiology, etc. And Professor Tiwari also served as registrar of GGB Central University during 2016 to 18. This is a brief biodata. ये एक संक्षिप्त इंट्रोडक्शन था प्रोफेसर बीएन तिवारी का। उनका व्यक्तित्व इतना बड़ा है, मैं व्यक्तिगत तौर पे उनसे अक्सर मिलने की कोशिश करता रहता हूं। मुझे अत्यंत प्रसन्नता होती है और उत्साह आता है। बिना समय नष्ट किए मैं, क्योंकि हमारे विद्यार्थी बड़ी बेसब्री से प्रोफेसर तिवारी को सुनना चाहते हैं, समय कम है, इसलिए मैं सीधा प्रोफेसर बीएन तिवारी से अनुरोध करूंगा कि सर आप हमारे छात्राओं को अपना मार्गदर्शन दें और उन्हें भविष्य में कुछ करने की क्षमता के लिए एक रास्ता दिखाएं। आदरणीय प्रोफेसर बीएन तिवारी।
धन्यवाद जी। सर्वप्रथम मैं हॉली क्रॉस वुमेन्स कॉलेज के डॉक्टर शांता जोसेफ मैडम का आभारी हूँ, जिन्होंने आज इस नेशनल साइंस डे सेलिब्रेशन में आप लोगों के साथ इंटरेक्ट करने का मौका दिया। आप समस्त ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी के सदस्यों का मैं आभारी हूं और प्रोफेसर अशोक शुक्ला जी का मैं विशेष रूप से आभारी हूं क्योंकि उन्होंने मेरा परिचय दिया है। मूलतः मैं एक शिक्षक हूं, विज्ञान में कुछ काम करता रहता हूं और छात्रों को मैं प्रेरित करते रहता हूं। बीच बीच में थोड़ी डिस्टरबेंस हो रही है, बात नहीं है। हम नेशनल साइंस डे सेलिब्रेशन के लिए सभी छात्रों को इस कार्यक्रम में शामिल होने के लिए मैं उन्हें विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद देता हूं, क्योंकि भविष्य आप सभी युवाओं का है। विगत एक वर्ष से जिस जीवन को हम लोगों ने जिया है, आप सभी समझ रह सकते हैं कि हमें आज के विज्ञान पर कितना निर्भर करना होगा। कोई भी व्यक्ति यह नहीं कह सकता कि हम विगत एक वर्ष में इस कोरोना काल में बड़े ही सुखी रहे हैं। किसी न किसी तरह की परेशानियां होती रहीं, खासकर विद्यार्थी, महाविद्यालय चलाने वाले संस्थान के समस्त शिक्षकगण एक दूसरे से जुड़ने के लिए अथक परिश्रम करते रहे और हम सभी जुड़ते रहे। आप सभी को ज्ञात होगा, यह 28 फरवरी हर वर्ष हम क्यों मनाते हैं। सर सीवी रमन, जो हमारे एक प्रख्यात वैज्ञानिक भौतिकविद, जिनका जन्म दिवस के रूप में हम सभी 28 फरवरी को विज्ञान दिवस के रूप में मनाते आए हैं। मैं जरा संक्षिप्त परिचय देना चाहूंगा स्लाइड के माध्यम से, इस समय आपका नष्ट ना हो। How we can survive in a situation which is not conducive to our society. If you see, this technological innovation can be defined as a unique chronological process involving science, technology, economics, entrepreneurship, and management. It's the medium that translates scientific knowledge into physical realities that are changing society. This process of technological innovation is the heart of the basic understanding which the competent manager, the effective technologist, the sound government officials, and the educated member of society should have in the world of tomorrow. These are all bookish things, but in a very nutshell, as one of the leading scientists, Dean Kamen, has pointed out, that an innovation is one of those things that society looks at and says, if we make this part of way we live and work, it will change the way we live and work. This was Dean Kamen's view. Briefly, we can think that the Corona period, we just think what does this line says and how it practically becomes very realistic. That in Corona period, we created or we faced a situation which we never thought of, but we were forced to face, and that was the reality that scientists had to think how to get rid of this problem. In early 1920s, there was a similar problem of Spanish flu, and people had done commendable job at that time also. If we look at the education innovation, because in this awkward scenario, we have to learn whether our students should be kept at home, or we should use some technologies to keep them training for their future prospect. So education not only needs, am I audible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Education not only needs new ideas and inventions that shatter the performance expectation of today's status quo to make a meaningful impact. These new solutions must also scale, that is, grow large enough to serve millions of students and teachers or large portions of specific underserved population. True educational innovation are those products, processes, strategies, and approaches that improve significantly upon the status quo and reach scale. Now you see, I have made 4 points that we have got an x-axis and y-axis, whereas on x-axis, we have 2 trends, the baseline and the trend. And on the y-axis, we have inventions related to our requirement and innovations that will help us meet our problematic situations. Unless until we know for what we need to innovate, the innovation depends on our requirements. For example, I'm just giving an example. One of my student of MSc Biotechnology, though he innovated a machine by which can be put into ATMs, that the currency notes may get contaminated by this coronavirus. So how can you sterilize your notes in ATM? So he had created and patented that a small machine, a small tool that can be fitted into the ATMs, and the notes that are coming out, the currency notes that are coming out, they are all sterilized. That means there was a requirement for which he had to invent, and for that he had to have some innovative ideas, and he used that, and now he has already patented this. So I'm happy to share this information with you all. The next slide gives you the educational technology. Educational technology can be conceived as a science of techniques and methods by which educational goals could be realized. भाई पर्पस, हमें हमारा पर्पस क्या है, हम क्यों पढ़ना चाहते हैं, हमारे शिक्षक को पढ़ाना क्यों जरूरी है, ये सारी बातें हमारे गोल में से जुड़ी हुई हैं. That we need to train our students, our youth, to face the challenges of life of future. You never know what type of challenge you are going to face. For example, till January 2020, we had no idea about this coronavirus in India. Well, in European and Western world, there was some problem, but people did not disclose that. On 22nd of March, suddenly this corona erupted in our country, and we had to face the challenges. That means our educational goals should be such that if a student has to face a challenge in life one day, he or she has to have some innovative idea how to face the challenge. The next slide shows the educational technology is the study and ethical practice. Again, I'm saying the ethical practice is more important. Ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performance by creating, using, and managing appropriate technological processes and resources. That means whatever resource we have, for example, you can just think, had the scientists not knowing how to make vaccines, it would have never been possible to make vaccines in just say 6 months or 8 months, because theoretically we teach our students that a vaccine can be made through 3 phases: the first trial, second trial, third trial. And every trial, if it is successful all the time, it requires at least 3 to 5 months. That means in a normal situation, if everything goes well, then the vaccines may be made in say 1.5 years or 2 years at least. But our scientists, by using improvised technologies, they have created or they have made the vaccine and that are available to us. And we have, to some extent, we have tried to win over this corona problem, though the problem is still persisting, but we have got some success in this area. Now, you just see during this corona period, how the teachers face the problem, how to teach the students, what are the modern gadgets, modern ways by which we can have a virtual learning. And I have made a PowerPoint for that. What are the technology trends that have been used in our educational system? We have started through our teaching our students through e-learning by using e-resources. Then the video assisted learning, especially in the practical classes, we have to use this video assisted learning. We can use the videos created by scientists, or even now the institution, the scientific business people, they have made some good videos through which we can teach our students. Then blockchain technology. This blockchain technology it's just a series of information which is interlinked, and we can create those information in one block and send to our students and train them. Then big data. You know, this is an era of information technology, and every second we are adding millions of information, and the data is gathered in our computers, hard disks, or the software. So much bigger data is available, which our students can use for their learning practices. Then the recent trend of artificial intelligence. This artificial intelligence, as you all have been knowing about robotics, the supercomputers. The robotics are just like are the machines which work, which have brain like human, and you can train them to perform a particular work. And every day in newspapers you find that a number of companies, they have created robotics which can work at a railway station in issuing the tickets, in theft control, in medicines. Even the surgery can be done through robotics. As you all have seen, so many informations are available. All these are based on the artificial intelligence. Then the learning analytics. Whatever you learn, how do you analyze? Whatever I have learned, is that useful to me? If that is not useful, how can I make it useful? Then gamifications. The gamifications provide so many data coming together and analyzing through the artificial intelligence. Then immersive learning. Immersive learning is again something you think. जैसे एक आदमी पानी में डूब रहा, उसके दिमाग में क्या क्या बातें आ रही हैं, ठीक उसी तरह से आप अगर अपने को अगर ऐसा सोचें, तो how would you pass through that? How would you pass through those challenges? Then social media in learning. As you all know, that the social media, we are getting information, vast information through social media as well. I have given some recent trends in educational technologies like social media in education, the iPads and computers, the better simulation and models, the global learning. You can see more efficient assessment. The students might be feeling that how to appear at the examination in a virtual mode. But you see, using so many platforms, within no time, like Google Form, you can, the teachers are taking examinations, the multiple choice questions, and within no time, all the answers are feed and you can get your marks. As you finish your examination, you can get your marks. E-books, the digital resources, you are getting in PDFs, you can study, you can interact with our teachers. Epistemic games, the commercial games like simulations that put students in roles like city planners, journalists, engineers, and ask them to solve the problem of real world. I mean, as you see, the young children, they are using games, but you see what is the logic, what is the science behind those games. You will find that this is not simply a game; it has something inbuilt, which a student can easily use and develop in a particular field. Then interactive textbook and case studies. The today's textbooks often have web-based sites that include assessment, animations, additional materials, videos, and other materials to support the learning of new contents. The extended classrooms, technologies facilitates to extend classroom community by using web-based platforms like Zoom, WebEx, Meet, Edmodo, etc. There are so many platforms, and even if we are not in the classroom, we can create a virtual classroom through these platforms, and we can keep interacting with our students all the time. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, that's great. That's great. We have to build a learning culture in a different way. So far, we have been using a system of education. For example, a college. A college has 3 pillars. The first, for the stakeholders, they are the learners. Then the second, the teachers, and the third, the administrator, the college or university managements. Now, all can be connected together through this in a virtual mode, and all can be successfully developed. For example, learners, they have to be self-directed, self-motivated, self-regulating, and lifelong learning. You see, I'm using the word self-motivated and self-directed. Just to give an example, one day I was in a class, I was taking a class on a Google Meet. I found that most of the students are present, but are they really present? Were they really self-motivated, self-directed? So I just called up the name of one student and he did not reply. I thought he is not self-motivated. I asked them that if you are in a virtual mode, you can sleep. Just you can put your mobile or laptop on and you can sleep without having any information. But no, if you want really to learn, you have to be self-motivated and self-regulating. Then the teachers, they have to develop knowledge and skills, understand the learning and its need to facilitate learners, create learning opportunities for the students. We have to renovate or innovate in ourselves as a teacher. हम शुरू से क्या करते हैं, क्लास में गए, चौक या डस्टर लिए या जो आजकल हमारा स्मार्ट क्लासरूम बना हुआ है उसमें बच्चों को पढ़ा दिए. हम ये अगर virtual mode में है तो how to interact? We have to use so many available platforms, or even we have to think what new platform which is suitable to our student we can create. And that will be the real innovation. How to create a platform to make good use of our understanding and transmit to our students. Now, for all these, the role of administrators increases. They have to create a learning environment, provide ICT infrastructure and resources for lifelong learning. We cannot escape as administrator, as the principal, as the vice chancellor, as the dean. We cannot escape from our responsibilities. We have to create learning, an environment of learning, and we have to provide all the tools, the ICT that are needed for a lifelong learning. I'm just rapidly passing through some interesting slides that status of 21st century high impact technology on our education and life. You see, the supercomputers now available, they have the ability to simulate the whole human brain, neurons. Now, each and every neuron, how it is effectively working, that can be simulated through the supercomputers. A new model of health and healthcare has been created, and it is changing the definition of health, the health outcomes. For example, if I'm facing a problem, I have to express what problem I'm facing, how to prevent it, how I can become normal, how I can improve, or how improvised medical aid can be used, how can the health issue be addressed, and how can disease be cured. Now, what are the actions on our own part? We have to understand that quick research can intervene and treat the problems. There are so many peers sitting at different places. They can be interconnected. For example, a team of doctors is sitting in England, and if you are having a problem in Ambikapur, you can connect with them, say the peers connecting with the self. Then we have professionals. Now, what the purpose of these professionals? The professionals, for example, you might have heard the word translational medicine or translational research. Not if a person is suffering from cancer or heart disease, not all the persons are having same types of cancer or same types of heart problem. That means we need a team of professionals like a biochemist, a molecular biologist, a pharmacist, a drug designer, a genomic person, or a person who has a good knowledge of all these things. Now they sit together and they plan that a person is suffering from this problem. You can take out the genome, you can take out the blood sample, you can analyze them. Accordingly, you can design the drug. And the designing the drug, for that you need an expert of bioinformatics, because you will have to see which drug can be used to bind to the DNA or an enzyme or block the system to solve or to treat a disease. That means if a person requires immediate health support, then in United States, I have heard of one of my relative who developed the initial stage of cancer, and he was treated in 15 days, and he is having no problem now. That means within 15 days, all the scientists, they met together they created a molecule which could block the substance that had triggered off the oncogenesis in a particular cell. And they treated that particular cell, or rather they killed that particular cell to avoid further spread of the disease. That means we have to define the health issues in a modern term in a different way. पहले की तरह नहीं कि हम डॉक्टर साहब के पास गए और स्टेथो लगाया और ब्लड टेस्ट लिख दिया और एक्सरे करा लिया और पता नहीं आपके अंदर बीमारी कोई और है और इलाज किसी और चीज का हो रहा है, and half of the patient used to die without having proper care from the doctors. Just a few days back, there was a seminar in our university on the new education policy, and one of the lead scientists from the Department of Science and Technology, he came, and he was just discussing one thing: why there is a need of transformation in our educational system. We are creating students. We are not creating the skilled students. Don't give degrees of higher order for MSc, PhD. You give them one skill by which they can do one great thing. Allow them to think in one direction, make them innovative so that they can help the society in future. This is true. Every day we are hearing that a bridge was made by engineers and the bridge collapsed and hundreds of people, thousands of people died. We get health support from doctors, but the disease is not cured. That means we have to think in a different direction, which is required in this 21st or 22nd century, which is which our youth is going to face. The next slide. Evolving computing models. We all know the traditional models, then the novel models, the current models of extensibility. It's all based on computer chips. There are 3-4 words that are being used. For example, new materials are being synthesized. That's the synthetic chemistry, new materials. You can use these materials as a biomaterials. We have a 3D chip stackings. Then the molecular electronics. When the electronics becomes molecular, that means we have innovated our knowledge of classical electronics. Then the solar transistors. In biological system, of course, there has it's an era of new biology, and then the DNA nanotechnology, DNA computing, the biosensors, the cellular colonies, the bacterial intelligence, bioparadigm discoveries. All these are new words, and our students need to be taught, need to be exposed what they can do in future. So these are certain areas where our students can be improvised, their knowledge can be improvised, and they can be inspired to take such studies in future. You see, there is a, as I was talking about translational research, you see, this is a direct to consumer genomics. This is very important. About 5.8 billion single nucleotide polymorphism has been scanned and mapped for 78 different health conditions. I have given the list, and I would request the organizers to share this list with the students. These are the list where treatment can be done through translational research. That if a person is suffering from, say, age-related neurodegenerative diseases. Now, what is the single nucleotide that can be repaired, and a problem may be, even if not cured, it can be minimized. The health risk may be minimized. So many other things like alcohol dependence, and how to make a person be treated from this alcohol. The are being treated through translational research using genomics platform. Our next generation sequencing has certainly it has increased the rate of our working in the laboratories. And this is very important if you want to do some research or you want to study this technology, the sequencing technology, for the societal benefit. This NGS, the next generation sequencing, is being used, and it's a dye-based sequencing in which every base can easily be detected while sequencing is done. You can see this DNA polymerase is wrapped around the DNA chain. Then you can see the DNA polymerase has started replication, DNA, and the replicated DNA can easily be sequenced through phospholink nucleotides, and they can be easily diagnosed on a computer screen. So all these technologies improvisation, they have led to a greater interest among the youth, and certainly the years to come is going to be the era of entirely changed technology, and that's a new next generation biotechnology, is synthetic biology. Yeah, I'm just giving you two words: the biobricks. This is a very interesting thing. You can engineer the whole biological system through the process of parts registry, the BioBrick Foundation, and ISEM. ISEM is a international genetically engineered machines. The biobricks can be thought as a building block or Legos. Legos are just the, जैसे हमारे बच्चे छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में जोड़ करके एक बिल्डिंग बना लेते हैं, उसी तरह से बायो ब्रिक्स बनाए जा रहे हैं, and there's that can be put together in different ways to assemble larger synthetic biological circuits. मान लीजिए हम एक एग्जांपल आपको दे रहे हैं हम. There is a disease in which the level of hemoglobin goes very down suddenly, and this disease is very common in India also. Of course, the RBC synthesis requires, as you all know, that requires erythropoietin, and that erythropoietin is synthesized in kidney. You see, from there it is transported to our bone marrows, where they synthesize the RBCs. You see, if you have to treat this disease, you have to create a biobricks or bioblocks from kidney to bone marrow. Now, the figure shows you can, in a bacterial system, of course, it's not, so far it has not been possible in human, but in bacterial system, they have created biobricks They have introduced biobricks. Biobricks can be Legos that can be put together in different ways to assemble larger synthetic biological circuits that together have a unique function. These biological circuits can then be incorporated into living cells such as E. coli. Perhaps E. coli is one beginning. It doesn't mean that it cannot be used in human or plant system. Similarly, there is a foundation that's called International Genetically Engineered Machines. It's an independent foundation, which is a non-profit organization, and it dedicated to advancement of synthetic biology, education, and competition. By saying competition, it's between the professionals and the development of an open community through collaborations. So iGEM is again a new technology-based innovative idea. Then we have the nanomedicines. ये तो हमारे सभी बच्चे आजकल पढ़ रहे हैं और ये जानना चाहिए कि DNA nano technology, then the DNA walkers, the programmable matters. You can program a molecule introduced into the body, and that programmed molecule can reach to a particular site very easily, just like in a classical genetics we study that this regulator gene produces a repressor, which is a trans-acting protein and goes to bind to the operator site. That means in nature also, हमारे nature में भी क्या है कि इस तरह के molecule बनते थे और ये जाकर कहीं bind करते थे. उसी तरह से हम programmable matters बना सकते हैं. Then in so many instruments, the quantum dots technique is being used. Then there is nano machines. Small machines are being synthesized, which can be used for the treatment of heart problem, for treatment of gouts, the rheumatoid arthritis. There are so many machines that can be put at a particular place in our body, and they can help getting our system cured. All these require a very sound knowledge of simulation, modeling, and its application in the virtual health. So there are certain figures that I have tried to just give some ideas. People have used it in a heart heart problem. Right. The similar one idea about cortical column stimulation. Your whole brain neurons have been analyzed through modeling, through simulations, and each and every neuron can be analyzed. It has been successfully done in rat and mice, but no doubt this idea will be utilized in future for human health also. The future implications of science, as you can see, the science will not be the science of past. It will be based mostly on the use of bioinformatics, then the DNA sequencing, preparing good molecules, and applying in different fields like health, the agricultural fields. What can be expected in our short term? All matter, including life, designed to specifications such as purpose-driven from factor elective embodiment. Purpose-driven one word. I'm just emphasizing on one thing. What is purpose driven? Our technology in innovation should have some purpose. Without purpose, we cannot improvise, we cannot innovate, we cannot understand what for we are doing. So it must be a factor which forces you to become a purpose-driven person. The multiple persistent copies, if you have innovated it, you should have multiple copies of it. Now there are two things that are being addressed. हम अगर चाहें तो अपने इवोल्यूशनरी ट्रेंड को देख के समझ सकते हैं, ट्रांस ह्यूमैनिज्म एंड पोस्ट ह्यूमैनिज्म. Transhumanism is a philosophical movement that advocates for a transformation of the human condition by developing and making widely available sophisticated technologies
सर आवाज आना बंद हो गई. सर आवाज आना बंद हो गई.
ethical position that extends moral concern to things that are different from us, and in particular to other species and objects with which we cohabit the world. कहने का मतलब ये है कि हम अपने अगल बगल के जो सजीवों के साथ जी रहे हैं, लिविंग्स के साथ जी रहे हैं, इनका क्या इम्पैक्ट है ह्यूमन इवोल्यूशन के बाद, how they are impacting, how we can make them, how can we use them as a good bioresource for ourselves without destroying them. So the last line you have seen, objects with which we cohabit the world. हम साथ साथ उसके जीते हैं, उन हरेक का कहीं ना कहीं कोई रोल है. हमें उस रोल को जानने के लिए अपने नॉलेज को बढ़ाना होगा, हमें अपने इनोवेटिव आइडियाज को जनरेट करना होगा. थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजी वी कैन improvise our technology, we can innovate new technologies. We have to learn the utility function and the emotions, the intelligence and the ultimate possibilities of life and technology once joined, the aesthetics and analytics. That means these two areas are being covered nowadays. There's all that we know about the artificial intelligence. It's the theory and development of computer system able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. आजकल ये artificial intelligence का जमाना है. Combine this with the supercomputers, the robotics, and all the work that human is doing can be performed through the machines. I think I should say thank you to all the participants, the organizers, especially Sister Dr. Santa Joseph, all the faculty members, the students, for their patient hearing. I understand there was some problem in the I'm sure I might have inspired the students that science is not as it in past. Its entire
सर आपका कैमरा ऑन नहीं है। आप कैमरा ऑन कर ले सर, 1 सेकंड के लिए।
जी
कैमरा ऑन कर ले सर, 1 मिनट के लिए। जी जी।
यस, इज इट विजिबल?
स्ट्रीमिंग आ रहा है, वहीं से डिस्टर्ब है। हो गया ना?
मैं विजिबल हूं सर।
नहीं आया सर, अभी तक विजुअल नहीं हो
अभी
पाया।
भी नहीं आया।
नहीं, वो पता नहीं, उधर थोड़ा नेटवर्क दिक्कत करता है। हम लोगों को भी ऑन कर दीजिए। अब ऑन हो गया सर, दिख रहा है। माइक, अब माइक अनम्यूट हो गया है सर। माइक को अनम्यूट करिए सर प्लीज। आप तो दिख रहे हैं मगर माइक से आवाज नहीं आ रही। हाँ।
हेलो,
हाँ सर, आ रही है भाई।
आ रही है?
यस यस।
एम आई विजिबल?
इट्स ओके।
इज इट ओके सर?
यस सर, यस सर।
एम आई विजिबल?
हाँ दिख रहा है, आवाज भी आ रही है।
Okay. So thank you very much once again to all the members of organizing committee, especially our old colleague, Dr. Sister Santa Joseph, with whom we had a very good interaction in past as well. Uh, uh, Professor Sukla and other faculty members, the students. I'm really thankful for giving me this opportunity to interact on a very pious occasion of National Science Day Week celebration. Thank you very much. I apologize for any problem in delivery of the talk, which is of course a technical problem which was beyond my control. Thank you so much. Thank you.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच। अभी आपने सुना प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर BN तिवारी, गुरु घासीदास सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, जिनका मैंने एक संक्षिप्त परिचय आपको इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के, इस प्रोग्राम के शुरुआत में दिया था। प्रोफेसर तिवारी न केवल छत्तीसगढ़ के बल्कि भारत के भी एक उन गिने चुने, भारत और दुनिया के गिने चुने बायोटेक्नोलॉजिस्ट, स्पेशली जेनेटिक इंजीनियरिंग में आपने सुना एडवांसमेंट इन द नॉलेजेस, कैसे एडवांसमेंट हो रहा है लगातार साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का रिलेशन विद IT टेक्नोलॉजी। हम लोगों का मन तो नहीं कर रहा था सर आपको छोड़ने का, लेकिन आपके पास इतना कम समय है, हमें फिर दोबारा कभी समय और दीजिए। सारे विद्यार्थी, करीब 250 साइंस के स्टूडेंट आपके इस व्याख्यान को बिल्कुल मंत्र मुग्ध होकर सुन रहे थे। किसी ने भी 1 मिनट यहाँ वहां होने की कोशिश नहीं की। तो आपके एक विस्तृत ज्ञान, जिसका आपने हमें एक मार्गदर्शन दिया, जिसके द्वारा, और इससे हमारे विद्यार्थियों को निश्चित उनके फ्यूचर को चुनने में एक रास्ता मिलेगा, और वो निश्चित इस लेक्चर से लाभान्वित होंगे और अपना कैरियर निर्धारित करेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच। Thank you very
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबों को, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद, थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक्स अ लॉट।